Welcome to the AMTA 2017 Annual Conference. I'm honored and excited to be your newest artist spokesperson. I'm already busy promoting the importance of music therapy by visiting hospitals and lecturing around the country. Your inspiring work as board-certified music therapists is of the utmost importance in healthcare and education. And your work inspires hope, something we all need right now. Thank you for what you do day in and day out. With the current state of natural and man-made disasters facing all of us, music therapy offers a salve for pain and suffering in the world. What better way to express our feelings than through song? Tonight, please join AMTA leaders in a song for peace and hope.
Thank you for that wonderful experience. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Jean Nemeth, Vice President of the American Music Therapy Association and your conference chair. Welcome to St. Louis and the 2017 Conference of the American Music Therapy Association. The focus of this year's conference is different from those in the past. As you know, our theme is a mindful approach to music therapy. The conference allows exploration of ourselves in relation to our work through mindfulness. The schedule is more relaxed to encourage opportunities for reflection and examining a variety of mindfulness-based topics. Be sure to attend tomorrow's BitCon lecture featuring Ann Parker, who will help launch us on our journey into exploring mindfulness, a concept rooted in ancient healing traditions, yet so relevant today. Anne will be assisted by the Daughters of Harriet and the conference choir. Perhaps you've already spied the Take a Moment signs posted around the hotel. They are meant to encourage you to stop briefly and focus on your personal reactions and experiences in the moment. I'd like to invite you to try that out right now. Notice what your eyes are seeing, what your ears are hearing, and what your body is feeling right now while surrounded by our wonderful music therapy community. Take a moment. If you choose to do this periodically throughout the weekend, you may experience conference in a more personal, less frenetic way. Try it out for yourself. Throughout the weekend, 2 rooms, Conductor and Missouri Pacific, have been set aside as dedicated spaces for personal meditation and creativity or active participation in mindfulness-related practices. Please consult your program for specifics. And thanks to Dr. Suzanne Hanser, you'll find a pamphlet in your conference materials that may support your personal reflection. Please use this conference experience to recharge your music therapist batteries and to truly enjoy every moment in community with fellow music therapists. So, I invite you to slow down, focus on yourself and your experiences as we connect mind, body, and spirit on a mindfulness journey together. We are here to contemplate music therapy and celebrate what it can do.
Thank you all very much. I would love to thank this profession and the kind of mode of music therapy. If I didn't have melodic intonation and Tom Schweitzer, the music therapist, I probably wouldn't be able to speak right now, which is a really sad thought for me because I would be here, I wouldn't be able to say anything to any of you. That is it's very saddening to my heart, and I don't know what I would do. I would probably pet the puppy and say, look and nod and mouth thank you, but I wouldn't be able to do much else. I love Tom Schweitzer for what he has done for me. Thank you very much. Come on, Tom. And Tom, what do you have to say to everybody?
I'll just creep over here. Just really quickly, each day we get to, as music therapists, we get to witness heroes in our lives, and we know as we sit here today that we are not the heroes. And as long as we humble ourselves to the fragility of humanity, I think that our profession will finally get the recognition it deserves, and I hope that this documentary does that. And for all of you heroes out there that do the work I do every day, may we find people like him in our lives that make us better therapists. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm just the filmmaker, so I can't really follow this. But I just want to say that my mother was a music teacher, my brother's a professional musician, and I had never heard of music therapy until I met Tom Schweitzer. And when he told me about what he did, and then I met Forrest, I thought, if it is possible that music could help him regain not only his voice, but really his life, then this is a story that really needs to be shared and told to a wide audience. And so I feel very privileged that they allowed me into their lives. Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm just the mom, but
You are much more than just a mom to me, Mom. I
Sorry.
wouldn't be here if it weren't for you.
oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, there must be a lot of moms out there. Okay, so as a mother, when you get that call in the middle of the night that changes your universe, that is not just catastrophic for your beloved youngest son, but for your family, for everyone around you. And you don't know what to do. And you struggle for months and months and months. And I'm a veterinarian, so I'm in the medical profession. And you try and find every resource you can. And when everything else fails, I called Tom, but I didn't even know he was a music therapist at the time. So my reason for getting involved in this film is to help every other mother out there that might be dealing with their child or their spouse or their mother or their father dealing with a catastrophic injury or illness, and they don't know about music therapy. So what you all do is miraculous, it's magic, but it's also clinical, and it's evidence-based, and I'm very hopeful that this documentary will not only touch on the miracle of hope and faith and family and community, but the clinical evidence behind what you do and how hard you work to make things like this possible. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
We're showing the movie tomorrow at 2:15. 2:15?
I got it.
You got that.
I got it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Director Susan Koch, Ray Stone, Tom Schweitzer, Forrest, and I said Susan Koch, the dog. The dog's name. Thank you. All right. And yes, the full-length movie, Music Got Me Here, will be screened at this conference. We invite you to watch it on Friday at 2:15 p.m. or Friday evening at 8:15 p.m. You're not going to want to miss it. This year, we have some 200 concurrent sessions, as well as 41 additional courses and special trainings to add on for even more education and enrichment. Many of those additional courses have been going on since Monday. The end result is an impressive array of affordable CMTE credits for your benefit. We also have a conference app as a companion to your printed program. Follow the directions on page 83 to download the app, and you'll be ready to explore the conference electronically. See maps. Oh, you're welcome. See maps. Create a personal schedule and a to-do list. Look up the sponsors, the exhibitors, and the presenters. And if you wish, you can check into the conference in the attendees section and interact with others and share your experiences while you're here. Or you can go old school and use the printed program in your conference bag. Updates and changes will be highlighted in the app, so don't forget to check your inbox. And there will be an errata board near the registration desk. I want to personally thank each and every one of you for being here tonight. We have a full conference planned for your enjoyment over the next several days, which was made possible by hundreds of hours of work performed by our local arrangements committee, chaired by Elizabeth Odell and Brian Hildebrand. If you're here, give them a yay. As well as association leaders and staff. Our conference planning begins long years before the opening session, and this one is no different. As an association, we are somewhat atypical in that we plan and produce our own conferences rather than outsourcing those functions to others. This means that this conference truly is your conference by music therapists and for music therapists. One last thing, and listen carefully. Near the conference registration desk, you're going to find a large poster board with a grand staff on it. That musical staff will play a part in this year's conference contest, which comes to us from the membership committee. In any great composition, each note counts. If one minor third or a single perfect fourth is missing from its correct position, the composition is diminished. You've heard "We Are AMTA." You've heard "We Are AMTA" a lot over the past couple years, but it's not just a platitude, it's true. Each of us makes up an amazing family of music therapists, and each of you is important and needed. You contribute your own special music, and the music therapy profession needs your contribution. It takes variety to make rich music. We invite you to visit the grand staff. Pick up a note or cut out the one provided in your conference bag. Write your favorite thing about being an AMTA member on it. Put your name and number on the back. Then add your note to the staff to form a musical composition we'll all create together. Create harmonies, add a melody, but make sure that as you do, look around and recognize how all the work we do together creates beautiful music for the music therapy profession. Thank your friends and colleagues for each amazing note of the composition they add. Each one of us improves and enhances the music therapy family. The music we make together benefits us and ultimately our clients. On Sunday, we'll randomly choose 2 of those notes from the board, and those individuals will receive free AMTA membership in 2018. Good luck. So I thank you so much for coming and enjoy the evening. And now, it's my distinct pleasure and honor to introduce our AMTA president, Jennifer Geiger.
Greetings and welcome. I am delighted to be here in St. Louis tonight with you, my music therapy family. It has been a year of exciting growth and challenges for the profession of music therapy. This year, we welcome a new artist spokesperson, Renee Fleming, whom you heard from earlier tonight. We saw continued recognition of music therapy in the media. We had 8 states introduce legislation to pursue recognition of music therapy. And we had the opportunity to share the benefits of music therapy with doctors, psychologists, administrators, and policymakers, as well as the general public in our first ever concert and workshop held at the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts in Washington, D.C. And now here we are together in St. Louis to celebrate. The next several days are exciting and full of possibilities. This conference may be for us, but is also for the people we serve. Every moment of growth, improvement, learning, and expanding our abilities goes back to provide quality music therapy services to our clients and their families. That is why we do what we do. We serve the community of music therapists so you can serve others. We welcome our honored guests and invited speakers, and especially those who are presenting at this conference from the United States and abroad. We could not do this without you. And a special shout out to all the students. Thank you so much for coming and enjoy this evening. We'd also like to take a moment to thank the sponsors of this conference. Our bronze sponsors are the American Music Therapy Association of Students, the Southwestern Region of AMTA, the Spiegel Academy and Music Therapy Continuing Education. Our silver sponsors are Meaningful Day Services and Pacific University. Our gold sponsors are CARF, Aspire to Excellence, Healthcare Providers Service Organization, Indiana University, Purdue University of Indianapolis, Department of Music and Arts Technology, Mid-Atlantic Region of AMTA, Yamaha Music and Wellness Institute. Our platinum sponsors are Alverno College, Blue Star Connection, the Certification Board for Music Therapists, Colorado State University Online, Helms-Briscoe, Humley Incorporated, Maryville University, Music is Elementary, Music Together Worldwide, Oxford University Press, Remo Incorporated, West Music Company, and our first ever diamond sponsor, Each One Counts Foundation. Yeah, give them a hand, you bet. Without this support, the number and quality of events, education, and fun at this conference would not be possible. One of my favorite duties as president of AMTA is being able to contact people with good news and present awards to deserving colleagues. It is my privilege to present a few presidential commendations this evening. Please welcome tonight our Government Relations Director, Judy Simpson, CBMT Regulatory Affairs Advisor, Dina Register, and our distinguished guest from Oklahoma.
Good evening. AMTA and CBMT, along with Oklahoma Music Therapy Task Force Chair Susie Heppel, are very pleased to recognize two influential women this evening with Music Therapy State Advocacy Awards for their outstanding support of our profession and the clients we serve. The Honorable Lee Denny, the Oklahoma representative who not only sponsored the Music Therapist Licensing Act, but stood behind us for many years, serving as a true champion for our legislation, and Ann Roberts. Ann is the Director of Legislative Affairs at Integris Health, who provided the perfect amount of guidance and behind-the-scenes communication to keep stakeholders focused on improved access to music therapy services. Thank you, Representative Denny and Ann Roberts, for your exceptional advocacy to ensure that music therapy clients in Oklahoma receive quality services from qualified, licensed music therapists.
If your perception of politics comes from House of Cards or Scandal, let me assure you that's really not how it works. We hardly ever kill people. So if you've ever wondered what a real lobbyist looks like, that's me. And this is a real legislator. We're just people. We love what we do, and we love working with you. And so I encourage you, when you go back to your home states, to find the people like us and give them a call, because change starts with you.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you so much. I feel very undeserving, because if it wasn't for the music therapists in Oklahoma, I wouldn't even really know much about music therapy. By the way, I play the radio, just so you know. That's my instrument of choice. But the real heroes are you all, and then the hard work that's done by people like Forrest. Very touched by your story. I'm also a veterinarian, so there you go. Yeah, shout out. We're not at the AVMA. I really think, I had something else to say, but I really think, after seeing Forrest's story, you need to change the M in your title to Miracle. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our next presidential award is for Team Rainbow. Come on up, Team Rainbow. Team Rainbow is a collective of music therapists formed in 2009. They are clinicians and educators with a variety of backgrounds from across the United States who are members of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, asexual, intersex, LGBTQAI, and ally community. Team Rainbow's focus is fourfold: to educate the music therapy community about LGBTQAI concerns, research the intersections of LGBTQAI identity and music therapy, advocate for LGBTQAI clients, music therapists, and students, and support LGBTQAI and ally music therapists and students. Because of their regular national and regional conference presentations, as well as their publications in Music Therapy Perspectives and the Arts in Psychotherapy, they have not only taken time to inform music therapists' clinical work, but also provided a safe space for music therapists and students. With deep appreciation for their bravery, compassion, and perseverance, I'm honored to present a presidential commendation to Natasha Anderson, Amy Donenworth, Michelle Fornash, Spencer Hardy, Maureen Hearns, Lisa Kinvey, Leah Oswansky, Freddie Perkins, Beth Robinson, Shuei Tan, Annette Whitehead-Plow, and Beth York. It is also my honor to award a special presidential commendation to our esteemed archivist, Dr. William Davis. While Bill comes up to the stage, I'll tell you more about him. Because of Bill's foresight and dedication, the Music Therapy Archives were created in 1996, even before the birth of AMTA in 1998. Bill established a systematic process and incorporated historical materials of the former American Association for Music Therapy and the National Association for Music Therapy, as well as the newly formed American Music Therapy Association once it came along in 1998. We have Bill to thank for protecting and safeguarding our music therapy past and evidence of professional evolution. Bill dedicated the last 21 years to our archives, and for that, we will be eternally grateful. I actually have two plaques to present to Bill tonight. One is a commendation for Bill, and the other is a plaque that will hang in the archives that says, in appreciation for his creation and stewardship of the AMTA archives from 1996 through 2017. Thank you, Bill. The Arthur Flagler Fultz Research Award was established in 1998 by Tom and Lucy Ott in memory of their son David. The Fultz Fund is named in recognition of the contributions made to music therapy by the late Reverend Arthur Flagler Fultz. This is a $15,000 award, which is open to AMTA members to help fund important research in music therapy. Thank you to all scholars who submitted an application for the Fultz Award. I wish to recognize the Fultz Research Fund Chair, Dr. Michelle Fornash, and the committee for their assistance in the selection process. I also want to recognize the past Fultz scholars. It is this continued commitment to research and the contributions that result from all of your work that push our profession forward. And now for the 2017 Fultz Research Fund Award. The winner is Dr. Ken Egan. His study is titled Music in Everyday Autistic Life, the Significance of Music for Autistic Adults. While Dr. Egan isn't able to be here tonight, he will be joining us later in the conference, so be sure to congratulate him when you see him. Accepting for Dr. Egan tonight is Dr. Alan Torrey. Traditionally, we present the AMTA Lifetime Achievement Awards at the opening session because this award is the most prestigious of all the honors AMTA bestows. The rest of AMTA's member recognition awards will be presented tomorrow morning at the AMTA business meeting, so don't miss that. The Lifetime Achievement Award recognizes a legacy of commitment and dedication to the profession of music therapy. The AMTA Board of Directors confers this award upon individuals to acknowledge their role in the growth and advancement of our profession. If you are a lifetime awardee, please wave so we can welcome and thank you. How are you? Yay! Tonight, we have 2 new Lifetime Achievement Awards to present. The first Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Linda Bossy. If you want to stand with me, you can. Over the past 45 years, Linda has worked tirelessly promoting music therapy, training and educating music therapists, providing the highest quality care to patients and clients, and developing the associations of music therapy. She quietly uses her ingenuity to serve the music therapy community, often working behind the scenes. Linda learned from E. Thayer Gaston and William Sears at the University of Kansas, where she received her bachelor's degree in music therapy and music education in 1972. And she interned with Ken Miedema. Her work took her to Fairfield Hills Hospital in Newtown, Connecticut, treating those with mental illness, to Berkshire Woods Chemical Dependence Treatment Center and Connecticut Valley Hospital. In those 30 years, she trained over 100 music therapy interns. In her recent semi-retirement, she taught at Anna Maria College and Naugatuck Valley Community College and contracted with Connecticut Music Therapy Services. Linda continues to serve the profession by sharing her expertise as parliamentarian for the Assembly of Delegates. In 1974, Linda began her service to music therapy on the NAMT Constitutional Review Committee. Her track record of service includes work on committees for clinical training, peer review, awards, membership, and the Ethics Board, where she authored the first Code of Ethics. She has served on the NAMT-AMTA Assembly of Delegates for a total of 38 years. In 1976, Linda was one of the Assembly delegates for the very first Assembly. She has used her knowledge and expertise in several regional leadership roles, including president of the New England region, and has been a member of the Connecticut Music Therapy Association since its inception. Linda shares her experience, knowledge, and wisdom with a sense of humility. She has dedicated her mind, heart, and soul to the advancement of music therapy in this rapidly changing world.
Thank you. I want to thank those who nominated and voted for me, thank all my colleagues, all my clients. And if you don't know me, you haven't been around for very long. Little did I know as a music ed major in a small Christian college in North Carolina that as a student member of the music ed group, we would get the MENC magazine. And in 1968, there was this ad. Believe it or not, I still have the magazine in my file. And it was a half-page ad, new music in therapy. And it was the release of the book edited by Dr. E. Thayer Gaston, introducing the first major text on music therapy. And I got that book. I had some book money left over, and I got that book and I read it voraciously. And I said, this is what I want to do, not the music ed thing. So it took me a while to find out where was this music therapy, because it wasn't at the Christian college where I was. But I found it finally, and arrived on Dr. Sears and Dr. Gaston's doorstep in 1969, I think, fall of 69, and or fall of 70, I lose track. And my first national conference was in 1970 when it was held in Lawrence, Kansas. And for those of you who are historians of the organization, you'll also know that the national office for NAMT was in Lawrence, Kansas. So, of course, the conference was in Lawrence, Kansas, and Dr. Gaston and Dr. Sears directed us. Attendance for class will be taken at the conference. So this is the culture in which I was introduced into music therapy. And it was a culture that said, if you want to be a part of things, don't complain about it, get involved. Do it, be there. So I'm kind of one of those rubber meets the road people. I haven't written, I haven't researched, but I've been doing it and advocating for it and working for it and the organization for my lifetime. And it's been a labor of love. I had the privilege of training a lot of interns, and when I was having babies and passed the leadership of my intern program to another colleague, I still was involved in some of the intern training, and some of our intern grads are out there among you. Some have come to visit, especially for tonight. When one of my intern grads from way back, Dr. Carol Schultes, started introducing me to my intern grandchildren. I was okay with that. But when it got to great-grandchildren, I said, okay, Carol, enough. Thank you very much. I think my legacy will go forward in hopes that the future will continue and we will all grow. Some of you may not even know that you're my intern grandchildren or great-grandchildren, or let's not go any further. But, and some of my interns know when my children were born, you know. And so now my grandchild is here, and I'm trying to retire and take care of him, but somehow I still find myself in front of the assembly because I have this historic memory about what's going on there, and that's him. having been on the Dr. Sears appointing me to this constitutional review thing that created the assembly, I kind of have a sense of ownership there. So that's my daughter and my grandson cheerleading over there. So they're waving. So I was very blessed to be hired in my internship and my first job by Ken Miedema. So I've been blessed with some great leaders and forefathers, and I hope that the rest of you who are coming up in the field will have as many people to inspire you and encourage you to be involved, because you've heard it before, but we are AMTA. Thank you.
The next Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Dr. DeForia Lane. DeForia is the Associate Director of the Seidman Cancer Center, Director of Music Therapy at University Hospitals of Cleveland, Seidman Cancer Center, and Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital. Whether working as a clinician, researcher, or internship director, DeForia demonstrates commitment, passion, professionalism, and grace. She has long been a representative of and advocate for the music therapy profession. eloquently combining art and science into compelling presentations, including a TEDx talk. Earlier this year, she provided information at the NIH workshop, Music and the Brain, Research Across the Lifespan, and at the Sound Health Music and the Mind event at the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. After he heard her sing, NIH director Francis Collins called her the voice of music therapy. Initially, DeForia thought she might have a career in opera, but after being introduced to music therapy while earning a master's degree at Cleveland State University, she developed a new music therapy program for children at a developmental center upon graduating. More than 30 years later, DeForia has trained over 70 music therapy interns at University Hospital's Case Medical Center, and several music therapists are employed there. Dr. Lane completed her doctorate in music education from Case Western Reserve University. Her research has been published in music therapy, nursing, and oncology journals. Her work has been included in Reader's Digest and Coping magazine. Institutions where she has served as a consultant include the Ohio Department of Mental Health, the Mayo Clinic, Ohio Hospice Organization, and the National Department on Aging. She was honored by the Sesame Street Workshop with its Sunny Days Award for her work with children, and she served as consultant with the National Endowment for the Arts. The 2017 AMTA Lifetime Achievement Award acknowledges her contributions and recognizes her as a dedicated professional who so beautifully represents our profession with inspiration and grace. You're going to say some words? Yes. All right.
If I could express the impact this profession has had on my life, I would summon her, seat her in a chair, and would say the following. You, music therapy, are more than a title or credential. You are my calling. You've kindled creativity I never knew I had. Like the time with the help of Glenn Sonoda and Marcia Humple, I took a potty-trained exercise for a 7-year-old with severe mental retardation, and I rigged a potty chair to play music whenever liquid would fall its way when someone sat on it. And she learned at 7 years old how to use the potty. I would say, music therapy, you moved the heart of Louise Steele to accept me as an intern, and moved the heart of administrators and directors and vice presidents, one of whom is seated right here. My boss came all the way here from University Hospital's Cleveland Medical Center to open their doors and to hire me as a novice, inexperienced clinician, gave me wings to fly, and trusted me with the care of their patients. And those patients, some in their most vulnerable state of health, welcomed me into their lives when all I had was a song and a heart that deeply cared. Music therapy, you allowed me into ICUs, locked psych units, infusion clinics, and at the bedside of patients, many of whom I've stood and watched them draw their last breath, a most intimate and profound privilege. I've learned to hold loosely all that is not eternal. And you've taught me the gift of silence, when no words or notes are needed or necessary. I thank you, music therapy, for being invited all over the world in places I could only dream of, simply to share what I do, and for free. Especially to colleges and universities that offer the music therapy degree, Afterwards, I would see adoring students at conferences like this approach me and ask me to take a picture. They even follow me into the bathroom and introduce themselves under the stall next to mine. They treat me like a queen, and I love it. And my interns, hallelujah. They have taught me that I don't need to know everything, and if I ask them, they too can teach me. And the people I have met, Ken Miedema, and taken on rounds with me, Wynton Marsalis, Al Gore, Mary Wells, Renee Fleming, Dr. Francis Collins, General Colin Powell, profiles in greatness. And in the midst of it all, I've had a husband who is here with me tonight, the handsome one down front, who has walked with me every step of the way, encouraging me and cheering me on and never letting me take myself too seriously. And now you, my colleagues, and my iconic friends whom I have adored and admired, you choose to honor me. I'm the one who owes you. My heart sings with a jubilant voice. Thank you.
Remember that tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. sharp, we'll have 5 special events, starting with the BitCon lecture on mindfulness by Ann Parker, our remembrance ceremony for those who we lost in the last year, the State of the Association address, the Member Recognition and Advocate Awards, and our first AMTA business meeting. And this is an anniversary year for American Music Therapy Association students. It's amazing and exciting to realize that AMTS has been a vibrant and important part of AMTA for 40 years. Join us in celebrating everyone who has ever been a student, as well as all the dedicated advisors. Come have a piece of cake in the exhibit hall. Tomorrow, during our award ceremony, we'll be honoring 2 of our founding AMTAS advisors. In just a minute, we're going to ask you to join us for the exhibit hall grand opening and celebration of everything music therapy. This year, we have over 75 exhibitors for you. Grab a snack, and don't forget our fabulous Take a Chance bidding event. Catch up with friends, reconnect with colleagues you've been missing, maybe meet some new friends, and enjoy the moment. Take that moment, enjoy that moment with this great, big music therapy family of ours. Thank you.